Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are diving deep into one of the most common front-end interview questions in JavaScript. Okay, we will be discussing map, filter and reduce functions. Okay, these three array methods are essential for any JavaScript developer, and understanding when and how to use them can make a significant difference in your coding interviews. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the agenda of our today's video. You can see right over here. Okay, first let's try to understand what is a map function. The JavaScript map method creates an array by calling a specific function on each element present in the parent array. Okay, the map method is used to iterate over an array and call function to every element of the array. Okay, so you can see right over here that this is our array and we are applying map function on this thing. Okay, let's say our function is like y equals 2x. Okay, so what it will do, it will iterate through each element of an array. Like first it will come to this thing, apply function to this element, like it will double this thing, and then moves on to the next element, applies the same function, and so on. Okay, actually your function will be applied to the whole array. Okay, this array, and a resultant new array will be formed. You can see right over here. Okay, so let's try to see what it looks like in a coding perspective. Okay, so suppose we have this array like const numbers. We will actually use map to double each element in this array. Okay, this one we will use a map function. I have actually defined a new array. You can see right over here, and it actually is applied on this array. Okay, numbers.map, and every number inside of the array, this is the arrow function, and number into 2 times. Okay, so what it will do, it will iterate through each element in this thing. Like first it will come onto this thing, apply this condition to the first element, save it inside of double number array, move on to the next one, multiply that by 2 and save it in double numbers, and it will move so on and until this fifth number. Okay, so now we will just console log this array. So let's see, the result should look like 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Okay, so let's see what we will get. So you can see right over here, we have just doubled our number using map function. Okay, this was a basic example. All right, so let's try to see a little bit tougher example. Okay, all right, so first we will create a person array. You can see right over here, it has 3 objects, each representing a person with first name and last name. Okay, then what we will do, we will use map function, okay, in here to actually get the full name of the person. Okay, so now this full name, get full name, is not defined. So what we will do, we need to define get full name function. I have defined get full name function. Okay, it takes an item as its parameter, which represents one of the person objects from the person array. It uses join method to concatenate the first name and last name with a space in between. You can see right over here. Okay, creating a full name string. All right, so now what we need to do to console log this thing, first we have to save this thing. I'll say const full names equals persons.map get full name. Okay, I am saving this thing inside of this variable. So now let's try to console log this thing and let's try to run this thing. Okay, so you can see right over here that it provides me list with full names, or you can say array. Okay, so that's how the map function works in JavaScript. Okay, so now let's talk about the filter. The filter method creates a new array filled with elements that pass a test provided by a function. Okay, the filter method does not execute the function for empty elements. Okay, the filter method does not change the original array. So what it does, it will iterate through each element in the array and it will apply a filtering function. Suppose this is our filter, like we need all the numbers that are less than 60. Okay, and it will return a new array with elements that pass the filter. First, this will come into the filter, like 28 is less than 60, so it will be sent to the new array. And 31 is less than 60, yeah, so it will be sent to the new array. Similarly, 12, 2, but 67, it will be discarded because it is greater than 60 and it does not pass this filter, okay? So now let's try to see it from the coding perspective. Suppose this is our simple code. There is a const numbers. Now I have applied a filter here, like numbers.filter. The filter is pick up the numbers where number is greater than 20, okay? So now if I just try to console log filtered numbers, okay? Now what it should do, it should discard this thing as well, because 20 is not greater than 20. Now our array should just contain these two elements, okay? So let's try to run this thing and see whether it's working or not, okay? Yeah, you can see right over here, the behavior is as expected. So now let's try to give you some good example, okay? So this is our example. You can see we have const ages of like several persons, okay? So we are applying a filter on the ages array and we are providing the function which is like check adult, okay? The check adult function takes in the age and it returns only the values that are greater than or equal to 18, okay? So now if I just try to print this thing on the console, so now what will happen, it will first take this 32, check with this function and return it in the result array, okay? Similarly with 33, but it will discard 16 because 16 is not greater than equals to 18, okay? And similarly 40, it will go into the result array. So the result array would look like 32, 33 and 40 because they are adults. The person having age 16 is not considered an adult, okay? So you can see right over here, the result is as expected, okay? So now let's talk about reduce, okay? It takes the value in an array from the first till the last element and applies functionality such that it changes the array into a singular value. Hence, it reduces the array, okay? So what it will do, it will reduce the array into a single value, applies a function to accumulate values and returns the accumulated result. For example, this one was the sum reduce. It just added up all these values, like 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 6 is 14. And it sum reduced these values into a single value that is 14, okay? Alright, so let's try to see it from a coding perspective, okay? So my numbers is an array containing list of numbers, for example, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, okay? The reduce method, it is called on numbers array. It takes two main arguments, a callback function, okay? So this is a callback function like accumulator, comma, current value. And like it will result into like accumulator plus current value, okay? And an initial value for the accumulator, like that would be 0. The first number would be picked from this array, okay? So the initial value is 0, so 0 plus the current value, it will be 10. Then similarly, it will take in the second value and then 10 would be saved as the accumulated value, okay? So 10 plus 15 will become 25. Similarly, 20 plus 25, it would be 45 and then 70. And at last, it would be like something around 100, okay? Then we have just console log, like using reduce function, and that would be equals to sum because we have saved the value inside the sum variable, okay? So let's try to run this thing. So you see, using reduce, the sum is equals to 100, okay? I hope you got it. So alright, map, filter and reduce. They are essential array methods in JavaScript. Each method serves a different purpose, for example, transformation, filtering, and accumulation. Understanding when and how to use these methods is crucial for front-end developers and interviews, okay? Thank you for joining us today, and I will see you in the next lecture. Till then, have a good day. Bye.